I was a telecommunications operator in Germany. It started, I had a friend who retired from the military, and we were sitting around we were on, we were in South Dakota. We rode motorcycles up there, and we were just sitting around talking. And I was sharing with him my experience in the military, which hadn't been very good. And I had told him about some of it, and he had gone through your company to get his benefits, his VA benefits, his disability benefits. And he said, Penny, you need to contact these people. He said, they will help you. He said, you deserve to have some disability for what you've gone through. He said, and I said, my response was, really? Do you think so? And he said, yes, you do. And so he sent me the information, and then I contacted you guys, and that started the ball rolling. Initially, when I got out of the military, I received 10% disability for my leg, which I injured when I was in boot camp. And so other than that, no, that was it. Asked me kind of basically to write down kind of what occurred, while I was in the military, kind of what occurred and what happened. So I just proceeded to kind of write down all of the incidences that occurred to me. Then they took that and then, asked me, what kind of physical ailments do I have? And I've suffered from debilitating migraines for years. And I have irritable bowel syndrome, and I have, I don't have high blood pressure. I have low blood pressure. They just kind of took all the information that I was able to give them, and they kind of pulled it all together so it made sense, which was, thank goodness, because I couldn't make sense of it all, nor could I make sense of how all that stuff affected me. All I knew was that it did. And as we went through each step and progressed through it, I felt like somebody was finally being held accountable. I always was upset that nobody had ever been held accountable. Even though I reported them, I always felt like nobody was being held accountable, and that made me very angry. And as they were going through it, and we go, we get a little bit of, we get 30%, and then we get 50%. And each time that helped make me feel like somebody was at least being held accountable. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It was like a final acknowledgement that yes, you do deserve this. I cried. It was so emotional. I cried that we finally made it, that with all of your guys' help, that we finally made it. And it was finally it was like a final validation that said, yes, you did go through all this. And yes, we are going to finally, compensate you for what you've gone through. I was afraid that I was going to have to try to go find a job again, because I had retired from teaching because I just couldn't do teaching anymore. And I'm 63 years old now, and I was afraid I was going to have to go try to find a job. And I just didn't know how I was going to do that and be able to hold it down a job, because periodically I go into, because I suffer from depression and anxiety too. And periodically I get depressed and I want to just lock myself up. And I was really afraid that I would have to go look for another job. And now I don't have to do that. And I have some freedom now that, that I didn't have. And now I can really enjoy life and not have to worry about the finances of life, because with my retirement and then with this, I'm set, and I don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. I can actually enjoy life, and my bills are paid, and I have some left that I can go and have fun with.